Hello everyone, today's lesson will be a drawing lesson, so if you can, please have pencils available and an eraser. You will be able to work on this in color, but for now we're going to prompt you to do the drawing in pencil first, and then we'll prompt you to do it in color pencil. So first we're going to lay out the subject. The subject today will be consisting of two elements. One is the main character, and then a sub-character. So being that we're within the holiday theme, I thought we could use something a little different than the floral arrangement. And so we'll be working today with an elf, which you can make into a male elf or a female elf. And then we'll be working with a reindeer, a small reindeer. So two subjects might be a little bit of a challenge, but hang in there because I think you'll do great. So let me go ahead and get my pencils prepared. You should have one ready to go, sharpened, and we'll be working with, I'm going to work with the pencil today, since I normally work with a blue pencil, but we'll be using the regular 2HB pencil. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out a character here on this area, mainly here, and then I'll do a sub-character here, okay? So this one will be a little bit into the dark lines, and then we might have to erase some later. Normally, I do use the blue pencil because it is a lot lighter, but since I wanted to project better here, I'll be doing that for you today. So, most of these shapes are very familiar to you. It's just a matter of composing, and so we'll be doing that. So, on this area of your sketchbook or paper, we're going to work on something around here for the head, okay? So, I'm going to work with a circle around this area here, about this big. Okay, I will be erasing some lines later. So a circle shape more or less around here. A little bit big. The size of, I guess, I don't know, when you buy the peanuts jar, like the cap is kind of big, right? Something around 4 inches up. 4 and 4, something like that. Okay, so we'll be doing this is our head, of course. Let's lay down the basic elements first. We're going to lay down somewhat of a triangle here underneath, not too big, and then we'll lay down a rectangle here like this, okay? So it's going to be like this, 3 shapes so far: the circle, the triangle shape, and the rectangle, okay? We will then lay down, let me zoom in a little bit so we can kind of show you. We will then lay down the arms. We want them to be a little bit sort of like a triangle, but then the line goes up like this, okay? So it goes out like that, and then there's a rectangle here. I'm gonna speak in terms of basic form. Okay, you want to have a shape like this. I'm going to place another rectangle here as part of the arm, and another rectangle here as part of the end of the arm, of course. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, and then a triangle here with a rectangle, and then we're going to do like a slight curve, almost like a rainbow shape, okay? And then we'll have at the end of that a small rectangle and a small rectangle at the end of that sleeve as well, okay? We will then place sort of a oval as part of the hands, because we're going to come back to it with some detail. It'll be a little bit bigger than usual because it is going to be an elf, so it's going to be a little different, okay? And hopefully you can see that. So to anybody that's asynchronous, just follow this lesson, and then I'll leave a projected spot for this on Tuesday for you to submit, okay? Alright, so on the bottom, we're going to work on the bottom a little bit, this part. We will work on this rectangle where we're going to implement some triangles. So kind of like some points. We'll be putting 3. So what you can do is put 1 in the middle, 1, and then 1 on each side. Like that. Okay? And then what you'll be doing is you'll be erasing the bottom of each triangle. and you'll have that shape. Okay. Right. We will then place a other element, which is going to be the legs. We can place right here at the tip of this area here. This is where we break off the legs. So to break off the shape, so we can see what we're doing. It's going to be a curve like this, and then like that, and then one kind of like towards the back. One kind of like towards the back. So it's going to be like a tube sort of pointing down, but curve a little bit to the right, and this one just curves to the right. Okay, so let me kind of show you real quick a little bit of a zoomed in area. It curves this way, and then it curves this way, and then you connect it. Here you just curve out to the right, straight out to the right, and then connect this down. Okay. What you'll do is you'll put like a ring around the end of that leg, like a 0 or a circle, right? And then on this bottom one, let me move up a little bit. On this bottom area, we're going to lay down the foot, and it'll be with a line going like this, and a line curved down, which later connects to the bottom like that. And we'll be a little bigger because remember, an elf is going to have exaggerated form. So this will be our curved foot. Okay. Same thing here. You can bring a line here and then a curve, kind of like showing the top of the foot, and then one in the back directly to the right, and then just curve it down and connect. Okay, curve it down and connect. We'll then work on the belt. We're going to work a little bit our way up. And work on the belt. Right, sort of a little bit more to the left. We're going to make a square. Remember, we're going to work light because we're going to erase a lot of lines. Okay. And then we're going to make it as an outline, a pretty thick outline. And then we'll put a little rectangle here. Okay. And then, of course, you can erase the middle. Later, you can erase everything else. For the belt, since we have a line kind of like in the middle, we're going to go a little bit around it on both sides. We're going to, first we're going to put a curve. Let's put a curve around the stomach, like here, almost like the shirt, and here. Like a letter C, but the opposite over here. This line gets erased. And basically, it's the bottom of the shirt. Underneath that curve, we'll make a line here. We'll complete it here. This will be our belt. So you can just make a line curving like that. And then what I'll do is I will make a line behind it, and I will highlight it in darker pencil so that you can see the belt a little bit better. And of course, you can go over this with color pencil as needed. And if you want to round off the edges here at the end of the shirt, you can. Okay. Alright. We'll then proceed, because we're going to work like from the bottom up, and as you can see, we've come pretty far. If you want me to darken some, I will, so you can kind of see it a little better. Okay, so what's going to happen is we're going to do a circle coming down from the big circle, kind of like an oval, almost like pointing a little bit down, like this, like that. Okay. And then what you'll do is you'll bring one line down right on the left side. Okay, and that'll be the neck part. What we're going to do next is going to be, we're going to bring down almost like more triangles descending from around that circle. And it'll be like this. So it's 1 triangle, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Anything in between you can kind of erase, and we just made our neck with a little bit of a, I guess, a collar, you could say, a collar. Okay. From the bottom of this tip, we're gonna just connect it to the belt, make a line going like this, one like that. Okay. And then you can put some buttons, 2 circles, 1 and 2. All right. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can kind of see where we're at. So, not bad. We've come this far. Looks pretty good. You can on this rectangle, what you can do is you can what I'm saying is you can erase as you go, so you can see more of that arm. On this rectangle here, what we can do is we can do a curve that comes down like that to the middle, and then just curve the bottom again. So it's going to have a curve. Okay. Same thing here. A curve to the middle, like the letter C. Curve it again. Here it looks like almost like a letter E, and then here it looks like a number 3. So basically, we're just doing the end of the arm, which is like the cuff area. So we've got the uniform pretty much set. Okay, not bad if you've come this far with us. And on the hands, what we'll do is we will work with once again, here it's going to be like a letter E. If you can see the E, 1 curve, 2 curve, see the letter E, and then right at the middle tip, curve it like that. Okay, and then down here we're going to do 2 curves in the middle, 1 and 2. Okay, and then simply round it off, and you're done with that part. Not bad. On the top left, which is going to be our hand, we will work with something a little different. We're going to curve in a little bit and then make a round form here, which is the thumb. So if you notice, it's a curve, and then loop it back in, and then leave that space right there. Okay. Here we will work with 3 ovals, because in the world of cartooning, I don't know if you know, but it's the norm to have it as being a cartoon that has 3 fingers and a thumb. That's usually the rule for the longest time, because they say it's easier to animate and easier to work with. So it stayed a rule up until now. Sometimes some cartoons have their regular, 4 fingers and a thumb. But majority of the time, if you ever notice, like, why does it have 3? It's just a norm across the industry for purposes of drawing it a lot easier. I don't know why they did that, but it's been true since then. So if you ever see a drawing that you see and it has 3 fingers, that's why. Not that they forgot or they drew it wrong. That's just the norm. Okay, so here you have 1, 2, and 3. I'm making basically ovals. This one has like a little, like a Y. You see the Y right there? It's like a Y right next to it, and then it curves around it. Around it, like this. So speaking in basic form, you kind of see that hand. And it is going to be a little bigger, because it is an elf. So let me just decrease that part and erase the middle here. Later we can get into real detail of erasing that, but for now, it seems to be okay. Okay, so we have this so far. Let me kind of zoom out so you can see what we've done so far. Not too bad, not too bad. So we have the foot, the body, the arms, and then now we'll work on the face. Okay, so let me move that, center that a little bit. For the face, of course, we can work on the eyes. And on the eyes, what we'll do is, let me see. First, I'm going to establish the nose. So if you can, I'm going to do a line like this, sort of like within the left. Almost like I'm drawing a moon, okay? But what I'm doing here is I'm going to set to myself a guide and tell me where the middle of the face is, as to divide the eyes and then to place the nose, and of course, later we'll work with the mouth. As far as ears are concerned, first establish that and then we'll come back to that. We can do the ear around this area. What they did is you can use a circle like this and then point it up and then bring it down. That way you can have a line going like that and it comes down. Okay? You can erase that part of the inside of the ear. And then for the ear, it's almost like, and I'm gonna give it to you in basic form, almost like if you're drawing number 5, like a little cursive. You see the 5? You can do that for me, please. Put a circle here, a curve, and then put another one next to it like that. And then for some reason in the original resource that I'm using has that part colored in. But if you can think of the number 5, that's a good shape to work with, and then we'll fill it in that way. Okay. Let's see, the next part will be, and of course, lending itself on the time, we'll see if we can do the reindeer. I'm pretty sure we can. We're going to curve another like half circle up like that. Okay, and then I'm going to do a line here, like a curve for the bottom of the hat. We'll do that. Let me see. Sorry about that. We'll do a curve like that on above that circle, and then a line going like this. So that way it's like the bottom of the hat. Okay. And then what we'll do for the hat is we're going to curve it just a tad bit more. We're going to do a curve like this, and then a little bit above it, we're going to curve it to where it goes around it like that. So it's going to be a hat that's extended out, and then we can just do another curve here. It's going to be a long hat, almost like the face of a dove. I guess it looks like a dove. Bring this out, bring this out. Erase this line here to the left, inside that little tube area. Okay. And then here you can put like a circle, like the little fuzz ball that goes at the end of a hat. Okay. And so let me show you, we'll zoom out so you can see what we have so far. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. You can make the hat shorter, you can make it, however you want. We're just having a little bit of fun with the drawing. And then we'll establish the details in a little bit. Okay. Here you don't have to keep the whole circle. We can erase up to here in the middle. And then of course you can add extra lines if you need to here. This part here, what you can do in the layout of this hat, just to make it more fun, is you can add circles. Okay, I'm going to do the pretend circles here. I want to do them a little bit light. Okay, and then I'm going to erase the inside because I don't need the inside of the circles. And then I'll show you what I'm going to establish as I do that. Okay, so I'm going to basically do curves on top, curves on the bottom. And then that's 1 curve, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then I'll curve the bottom. Remember that this is a sketch, so it's going to be a little messy with a lot of extra lines. That's okay. Come back and erase. Okay. And then we will go to the face, which shouldn't take us too long. We will establish that on this side of this division, we will do a circle that's going to be like this. Circle number 1 for the eye. Leave a little bit of space, and then you can have the eye here. If you want to add an eyebrow, you can. And then we're going to add 2 more circles. One a little bit to the far right. I'm going to shade it in just so you can see it. And then the second one is right in the middle of that eye. And I'm going to shade it in so you can see it. You see that? Okay. So then we're going to do a slight curve, almost like a letter C on the nose. There's my C shape, like that. And a smaller curve here in the bottom. We will also then do the smile, which we will do sort of like a letter J, but in reverse. Okay? Well, actually, no, it won't be in reverse. It will just be a little flat. Okay, so we're going to do the top of that here. Like that. And then we'll bring this line down like this. So, in a sense, it's like a J, but it's just elongated. Almost like an elongated J. You could also say it's a T because it has that shape. And so we'll do a slight curve here on the bottom. Okay. You can then erase the inside lines on the face, and then you'll be able to see what we've done. Let me just darken this up. Okay. The other item that you can add to this, let me zoom out. Sorry about that. We will zoom out, and then the other item that we can do here is we can add the hair. There's a little bit of hair here, like 2 little tips, 1 and 2, and I'm gonna shade it in just so you can kind of see the hair distinguished from the rest. Okay. If you want to make it a female, you can add more hair here. I'm gonna make this one a female at the end. And you can add more hair like this. Okay. Make it a female. You can add the little like after this one, you can leave it alone if it's gonna be a male elf, and if it's gonna be a female elf, you can make the hair longer, shorter, like this. And up here, you can add the eyelash. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Kind of gives it a more feminine. Distinguished look. And if you want to just leave it as a neutral elf, then that's fine too. Okay. So let me darken up a couple of lines so you can kind of see what we've done, and then that way you can see our elf. Okay. So hopefully you got this far, and we were able to do something a little different, because most of the time when we have an elf, we don't exactly do it like that. Okay. We'll probably get a paper and then draw it on there like this, and then we'll probably say, okay, well, here's my elf. And then, you know, that's your elf. Well, come on, how can that be your elf? But we want to make this a little bit more of an elf, a little bit more of a drawing. And good job if you've gotten this far. That's really good. The next one's going to be, I'm going to try and go a little fast on this one, because we want to give you some drawing time so you can do some coloring, or if you don't have the colors, you can also do some shading. Okay. This one's going to be in a very basic form. I want to keep it very basic. So I'm going to do a circle next to this guy. Circle will be about this big. A little bit of an oval. Okay. I'm going to put another circle in the middle, kind of like this, at an angle. Okay, I'm going to do the eyes, 1 and 2. Okay. Here I'm going to do a curve, like a collar. So you see, like a letter U. Okay. I'm going to bring it down like this. It's going to be a thick collar, because it's a reindeer, so it's going to have a harness, except this is a baby reindeer. Okay. Let me add the eye before it looks too weird. And a circle. Okay. This one I'm going to draw a big eye here, right in the middle. A little bit more to the left, with a circle in the left corner. And then shade that in so you can see that. Okay. Let me darken that up so you can see that a little bit more. And then here's my other circle in case you can't see it. Let me zoom in on that. Okay, this is what I have so far. It's circle, 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 oval, collar. Okay. On the collar, I'm going to add more circles. There's 1 half circle. I'm going to put 4 in the middle. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then that other one sticking out right here. Okay. I will then put, I'm going to put a smile on here. So I'm going to go from sort of like the right side, a little bit towards the bottom, a little curve like that. And then it's going to connect to my circle that's going up on the left, like that. And then maybe bring this down just a tad bit. Give him a little lower lip. Okay. I'll put a line here in the middle, on top of the nose, in between the eyes. I will then put a curve as the nose, sort of like I'm drawing a circle, but not the full circle. Here's what I'm going to do. Like that. 1. And then 2. Okay. Now, for the ear, it's going to have a curved ear like this, a little bit chunky. 1. This one's going to be a little bit long. Line going out. Make your curve like that. Okay. This one's going to go up, and then there's a line here on the side. Okay. I can make this part a little bit more circular in the bottom, giving it a rounded look, a little bit of shading to show it has like some fur. Basically, I extended the left cheek. Okay. And then the way this one has the top of basically the antlers of the head is going to be like a big letter U on top. Okay. Here's the base. It goes kind of high. It's going to go high like that. So I'm going to draw a little bit behind it. I'm going to draw a line like this and a line like that. It's going to be a little bit curved. I go up again. I'm going to do about 3 curves. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. I will then give this a body, almost like a square, a shape like this, and then a curve. See the 2 shapes? 1 and 2? Sorry, let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, there we go. Shape 1, shape 2, and then a big tail at the end. Alright? What's going to happen here is we're going to draw like the letter Y a little bit in here. 1, 2, 3. A line coming down. And then a little curve to the right after this line. I'm going to erase the top of that. And then you're going to curve the bottom of the hoofs with a line in the middle. 1, 2, 3. Okay? And then this is a baby reindeer. Okay? Let's zoom out so we can see what we've done. Let me darken this up a little bit. Hopefully you kept up, because if not, it's okay. We can see this later in a video presentation that you can acknowledge the steps. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit more. There we go. Alright, so what I need you to do once you're done with this part, you will simply sign your name. I'm going to put Ramirez on here. You can put your full name, and then you put your period number here. Okay, make sure that your name is readable, so that we can see it. And then you can turn this in, but you can use the rest of the time, your class time, to sharpen up the lines. You can leave it in pencil if you like, and then we can tackle this in color pencil on another lesson. Alright? Normally I would have you work on it in color pencil, but I don't want you just randomly coloring it in, so I will show you a technique on step number 2, lesson number 2, which can be done later in the week. Alright? So hang on to this. Thank you very much for your attention. Don't forget to please put your name on your work. And hopefully you got this far with a cool drawing that you were able to do. And remember that each step is a basic step, and then put together it comes out a lot nicer. Alright? So, thank you once again for your attention. This has been Mr. Ramon Ramirez for art classes on our Monday. And then, of course, once you're done, make sure that you're counting here for attendance, and of course we will take care of you, those of you that are asynchronous. Alright? Thank you for your time. We will resume on Tuesday, and then you can turn this in during the week as I program a spot for it so that you can turn it in. Thanks once again, and have an amazing day.